Hey friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. We are back with another update on the garden redesign. Today is all about irrigation. We did decide to go the buried route versus the solar route. There was a lot of reasons for that, but many of you pointed out that the above ground solar with the rain barrels, there's just a lot of components for things to go wrong versus doing buried lines like this. We did decide to go with PEX instead of PVC. So that's what you'll be seeing throughout this video. So we basically started the project by using mason line to kind of designate where the lines needed to go from the well. We did decide to tie in directly to our well all the way out to the garden. We did that for the best water pressure possible. But we strung mason lines all throughout and then started spray painting lines. And then we did decide to rent a trencher, which was a very good decision. I really think we would have spent multiple weekends just digging if we had not rented this trencher. So it was a huge blessing to be able to have this and get it all done in one day. Even with the trencher, it still took about 5 hours. So I can't even imagine digging all that by hand. But I believe this cost around $350 for basically a 24-hour rental. I'm sure your mileage will vary as far as your location, your region, your store, and all of that. But it took about $350 for a 24-hour rental. But we were able to get it all done in one day. We did decide to go, I think we went about 28 inches deep. That's going to depend on your frost line. Where I am, the frost line is less than 10 inches. So we went way overkill. But we do a lot of projects on our property, and we didn't want to risk digging and hitting the line during a future project because I feel like we're always building something around here. But this was a little overkill, but that's okay. We will never have to worry about it freezing. So once we get inside the garden, I wanted to show you the layout as far as how we spray painted the lines. So the orange, the kind of horizontal line is the main line, and then we have two lines going out. Those vertical lines that you see, those represent a raised bed. So there's two lines per raised bed. If you remember, my dimensions are going to be 6 inches wide. I need to have about a 1 foot to 18 inch, 18 inch 2 foot walking path down the middle of each bed, which means I needed 2 pipes per bed to go down the center of each of those quadrants. I'll pop up a picture soon to remind you of the overall layout. But we took that main line all the way from one raised bed border wall to the other side of the raised bed border wall. So the main line is able to feed not only the in-ground beds, but also the border wall beds. Here's that picture of that diagram to give you just kind of refresh your memory of the overall layout of the garden. You can see where that main line comes in, crosses over that border wall, goes into feeds the in-ground beds, and then out to both sides of the border wall. Here's what it looks like once we got all of that trenched. I didn't do a very good job, but I tried to use a yardstick to kind of show you how the distances were. But there's about 3 feet in between each of those pipes and about 6 feet in between each bed. The pathways are not going to be 6 feet, but those pipes are inside the raised beds, 18 inches on both sides. But once everything was trenched, then it was just a matter of laying the pipe. This is one of the reasons we went with PEX. It was so easy. No connections every 20 feet. It was awesome. So once we made it into the bed, we are ready to install our first connection, and that's going to be the yard hydrant that first enters into the garden. That's going to feed the east side border wall. If you've never installed a yard hydrant before, you want to have a cinder block or pour some concrete or even just some gravel, bricks, anything solid down at the bottom to keep that yard hydrant from sinking. You want to have some gravel on hand. The yard hydrants are kind of like freeze proof. They're not supposed to freeze past a certain amount. Or I believe these were 1 foot depth. And as long as you buried them 1 foot, they wouldn't freeze. But since we are going from a yard hydrant to a PEX, we do have to have this adapter, which I almost forgot at the store. Okay, I wanted to give you a quick look up close about how to use PEX pipe. So they have these fittings, and this is the expandable version of PEX. There is a crimp version where you put little rings around it and crimp them down, and then there's an expandable version. We chose to use the expandable PEX called PEX A. This tool made it super fast. All you do is expand it and then very quickly put your adapter in and hold it for 30 seconds, and that's it. No cement, no primer, no glue. It just connects so easy. So here's what that looks like, and there's the gravel. The gravel needs to come up and cover that wheat pole, and the gravel's there because water will be coming out of that when we winterize the system, and so it'll catch it. Okay, we are about to get ready to install probably the most important part of this whole system, and that is the ability to winterize it, to drain the water out before a hard freeze hits. Most of the line, as you've seen, is buried about 3 feet. We don't have to worry about that. But all the above ground spigots do need to have the ability to drain. And this is the part that I struggled with the absolute most. So I am, for lack of a better terms, I am going to dumb this down as how I had to understand it, so that hopefully if anybody else struggled with understanding it as badly as I did, that it will be helpful to you. So pretend this is the main line, and I'll show you this once it's installed. But here's the main line coming from the well. This is a ball valve, a shutoff valve. And then we have the T, so more pipe will come here, more pipe will come out here. We've got this going up, and then this is our spigot. So during, or in the winter, right before a hard freeze is due, what we'll do is we will come out, we will turn this valve. I can't do it one-handed, I'm holding my camera, y'all. So pretend like this is switched this way. That's gonna stop all water coming from the well. So now the only water is from here all the way into our irrigation, all the way into our raised beds. This will be open as usual, and then we will open all of the spigots onto our raised beds, and theoretically all the water from this point on should come out of the spigots in the raised beds, and when all the water is dropped out, we know it is sufficiently winterized. So all of this is going to be going into a valve box. This will be buried the depth of the box so that this is level with the ground. I'm sure y'all seen those before. So I had the absolute hardest time understanding this, so I hope that is helpful to someone. Okay, here's what the shutoff assembly looks like. Got PEX, the little PEX part, shutoff valve, a little bit of tubing, and then here's what the spigot assembly looks like. The T is going to go here. A little bit of pipe. There's the spigot. Just like that. And I'll show you once it's in the ground. But once it's in the ground, I might not be able to get a good view of it, so. And here's what that looks like. At this point, you can see the T. We're ready to build out the pipe to the right and to the left off the main line. So for that, we need to prepare our spigots. Since we're using PEX, we have to have an adapter. And we use plumber's tape specifically designed for metal all around all the treads, and put that into the spigot, and then we were ready to move on with connecting the spigots to the pipes. Just pretend like there's some tape already on there. We did put it on. So here's the basic process of what it looked like to install this. We cut the pipe the length that we needed it from raised bed to raised bed, add in a T to come off that main line, connect the pipe that's going to be going into the raised bed using the expansion tool, and then connect the spigot also using the expansion tool. And you see how the pipes are kind of coming up out of the ground. I drove a piece of rebar next to each pipe and zip tied the pipe to the rebar to kind of hold it there up and out of the ground. Eventually these will be inside the raised beds. We had these pipes come up inside the footprint of the future raised bed, so it will have soil around all of it. And I wanted to give myself more room than I thought, because I can always kind of lower the pipe to make it to where less is sticking up out of the ground, but it's going to be very hard to go back and add more. I wanted to talk a bit about why I went with PEX pipe instead of PVC. The big reason was flexibility. PVC is rigid, which means every direction change needs a fitting. Every fitting is a potential leak point, and in a buried system, a slow leak is a nightmare to diagnose and fix. With PEX, you can bend around obstacles, make gradual direction changes without fittings, and that just means fewer connection points underground. The second thing is freeze resistance. PVC will crack, of course, if water freezes inside of it. it doesn't have much give at all. But PEX, especially expansion PEX A, has what's called shape memory. It can expand a little bit when water freezes and then return to its original shape when it thaws. That's not a guarantee I'll never have a problem, but it's significantly more forgiving than PVC. The downside is that PEX is more expensive, and PEX in general can't be left exposed to UV light because it degrades in sunlight, so it has to stay buried or covered. Now, for my application, that's not an issue, but it's worth knowing. The pipes that are sticking up above ground, of course, will soon have soil inside of raised beds, so it won't be exposed to UV for long. This is my first experience with PEX, and I gotta say, I like it a lot better than PVC, if for no other reason than just the ease of installation. Okay, we are getting ready to test the water for the first time. We've only buried from here to here. We did test it just to make sure there was no leaks here, but it's just one solid pipe. There's actually no fittings or connections or anything in here. So not really an opportunity to be leaking, but we did check it and it's all good. But we have not checked inside the garden. I've been working all day, y'all. I'm short of breath, I'm tired. So here's the faucet that first enters into the garden. Here's the shutoff valve for winterizing. And then we branch off to the right and to the left. So it's all the same. We have 14 total pipes, 2 pipes per bed. There are 7 beds. And you can see we just have a T. It goes up to a pipe and ends in a spigot. And that's how all 14 pipes are. 14 pipes for 7 beds. We're about to test it for the first time. Here we go. I barely turned it. So I barely turned it and I'm trying to let it kind of slowly. Oh no, oh no. Okay, I had a miniature panic moment. I thought this had to be open in order for water to go through, but I guess it doesn't. And water was shooting out this thing and I thought it was a leak from here, but we're good. So I'm shutting this off. Okay, take 2. Here we go. See water. And I hear water. My husband said to just do it slowly and let it run for a minute before I open it full blast. You can see all these air pockets. I don't know if you can see those through the tube. So I'm just kind of slowly doing that, and then we'll get up and walk and inspect all the joints. So far, so good. He's monitoring that spigot over there. I mean, that faucet. That's the only one that's open down there. We don't have any of these open. But that one down there is open. So we're going to wait until it starts trickling out of that before I turn it on full blast. What'd you say?
Turn it on a little more.
A little more?
I hope the dirt won't fall all that stuff.
All of our animals are here for the big moment. Well, let me see. He says he sees the trickle.
I see it coming through the line.
He sees it coming through the line. Okay, here we go. Oh, yay! Uh-oh, why is it so brown?
It's clean. It's
Okay.
cleaner. It's a lot cleaner.
Dirt got in there somehow.
Yeah, okay. But it's
Okay,
clean
turn it
now?
on.
It's clear now?
Huh?
It's clear now?
Yeah, you can turn it up.
Emma.
Wait, what's happening to the leak?
Okay, we have a leak. Okay, we have a leak.
And another leak.
Is that all the way on?
No, but we already have leaks.
2 of them.
We have leaks at the spigots. Oh, man.
They're trying to say.
Leaks at the spigots.
It's not
Hopefully they're just not shut all the way. Maybe they're just not shut all the way. Let's close them real good tight. Okay, panic moment number 2.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. We forgot to shut the spigots. So we are running and shutting the spigots. We wanted everything shut to make sure to check for leaks first. Ah, get it?
It's like a fountain.
It's just water.
I know, but color watch.
Okay. He's down there shutting all those off. I didn't even think about that.
Everywhere. Like,
You ready for me to go full blast? Nope, not
Yeah.
yet. Okay, he's got a bucket down there. Okay, here we go.
wait, it's not aimed at me? No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of water.
I'm still not full blast yet.
That's a lot.
Let me zoom in.
Oh.
That's a lot.
I need to eat. I'm so shaky. Sorry for the shaky camera.
Yeah,
Praise
that's
the
a
Lord.
good bit of volume.
Wonderful. Okay, now that everything is for sure closed, let's check for leaks. Looking good. Looking good. Water coming out. We'll probably leave it for the night. We can check the color of the dirt tomorrow morning to see if there's been any little droplets coming out. So far, so good. Ah, it's done! I cannot believe this. Oh man, this was such a long process, but praise the Lord, it's done. No leaks. Everything works like it should. Hey, Addie Ray. Oh, praise the Lord. And just in time, we had to finish tonight because we have rains moving in tomorrow and they will not stop until Sunday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Losing track of my days. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's supposed to rain off and on, mostly on through Sunday, and we have to get all these trenches done. They did, well, they didn't move the forecast, but they say it's no longer going to be coming in the afternoon. Now it won't come in until around midnight. So we do have a little bit of time to get all of these trenches done tomorrow, which we will do because it is about 7 o'clock, 7:30 right now, and we are exhausted. We've been working nonstop for about 3 days is what this took us. Exciting. Okay, y'all, I hope this video was helpful. Oh, what a blessing. That's all for today. We'll see you next time.